Dave had one rule in life: never get involved in other people's weird drama. Yet somehow, here he was, stuck in the middle of the galaxy's weirdest drama, lying in a glowing alien chamber, while the daughters of a 7-foot, terrifying space queen were curled across his chest like he was the universe's laziest mattress. He stared at the ceiling, praying none of this was real. This is fine. Totally normal. Just another Tuesday with intergalactic royalty treating me like a body pillow. One of the daughters purred softly, her hair shimmering like molten silver against his arm. The other gave a content little sigh that made Dave freeze. Oh, hell no. I'm not about to get blamed for interspecies snuggling. Someone's going to burst in, see this, and next thing I know I'm getting executed for cuddling crimes. Of course, that's when the door hissed open and the queen herself entered, towering, radiant, dangerous. Her eyes glowed faintly, her posture screamed power, and her jaw clenched as she took in the sight. Dave instinctively raised his hands, trying to talk his way out of certain death. Okay, before you blast me into space dust, I just want to clarify. I didn't invite them here. I fell asleep, woke up, and suddenly I'm Space Simba with royal kittens on my chest. I'm innocent. The queen's voice dripped with menace. Do you think I am blind? My daughters vanish from their chambers. The guards are thrown into chaos, and I find them curled against a human? Explain why they cling to you when they resist all others. Dave groaned. Lady, I can't even explain why my Wi-Fi keeps disconnecting, let alone why your kids think I'm a futon. Maybe I just run hot at night? The daughters stirred, one mumbling something alien and affectionate while tightening her grip around Dave's torso. The other murmured, warm, safe. Dave winced. See? It's not my fault. I just radiate sad bachelor energy. Cats like it. Apparently space princesses do too. Not my fault my chest is galactic Tempur-Pedic. The queen stepped closer, the air humming with power. Human, you tread dangerously. My people whisper already. They say the prophecy speaks of one who holds the warmth, the one who draws royalty to his heart. Dave's brain short-circuited. Wait, hold up. There's a prophecy about cuddles? I've wasted 35 years getting mocked for being a lazy, nap-obsessed slob, and now suddenly it's cosmic destiny. The queen ignored his protest, circling him like a predator. Perhaps you are more than you appear. Perhaps fate wrapped you in mediocrity to hide your purpose. Dave snapped back. Mediocrity? Rude. I'm not mediocre. I'm aggressively average. Big difference. The daughters clung tighter, and for once, Dave didn't push them away. Not out of comfort, but because moving meant risking the queen's wrath. He cleared his throat. Look, let's just calm down. I'll slide out from under your kids, grab a bus back to Earth, and we can all forget this interspecies cuddle-puddle ever happened. The queen's eyes narrowed. You think you can walk away now? Their choice binds you. They defied me, escaped my guard, only to find you. Do you realize what this means for my court? For my empire? Dave muttered under his breath. Yeah, it means I'm screwed. In every possible sense. The queen's hand shot out, fingers sharp with jeweled claws, and gripped his chin. He froze. Do not mock me, human. My daughters have never submitted to touch, not even mine. Yet they melt upon your chest. You are either a threat or salvation. Dave's heart hammered. He tried to keep his voice steady. Lady, with all due respect, if I'm anyone's salvation, your standards are dangerously low. I can't even keep my fridge stocked. Salvation doesn't run on Hot Pockets and bad life choices. One daughter stirred again, looking up with drowsy alien eyes. Mother, he is soft. Then she buried her face against Dave's shirt. The other whispered, he is safe. The queen's composure cracked for half a second before she straightened again. Soft. Safe. Words my daughters never speak. They do not even utter such for their own blood. Her gaze burned into Dave's. Perhaps you are cursed. Or perhaps you are chosen. Dave pinched the bridge of his nose. Great. Chosen. Always wanted to be chosen. Except I was hoping for a game show prize, not galactic boyfriend to royal space daughters. The queen tilted her head. You speak as though this is a burden. Dave barked out a laugh. Of course it's a burden. Do you know how hard it is to survive dating one woman? Now I'm apparently responsible for 2 alien princesses, and their mom looks like she could snap me in half for breathing wrong. I'm not burdened. I'm doomed. The queen's lips twitched, almost a smile, but colder. You just hide fear. I see through you. Dave glared back. Lady, if you really see through me, then you know what's inside: panic, digestive issues, and a desperate man who just wants to go home and watch reruns. The daughters shifted, one draping herself more firmly across his stomach. Dave groaned. Okay, seriously, this is not helping my case. They're basically nesting. Any second now, they're gonna start calling me dad or husband, and then I'm really dead. The queen folded her arms. No. Any second now, they will call you consort, and the galaxy will tremble. Dave blinked. Consort? That sounds like a job with health benefits. Do I at least get dental? The queen leaned in, her voice low. You will get survival. If you are wise. Dave swallowed. He wanted to protest more, but the weight of 2 royal daughters on his chest, the heat of their trust, and the deadly focus in the queen's eyes left him with no escape. For the first time, silence fell. He whispered, almost to himself, I can't believe this. I'm literally a pillow, and it's about to rewrite intergalactic history. The queen straightened, her decision sharp as a blade. Then so be it. Human, you will not leave this place. From this day, you are bound. My daughters have chosen. And so must I. Dave's jaw dropped. Wait, what does that mean? Bound how? The queen's lips curved into something between a threat and a promise. You will find out soon enough. Dave stared at the ceiling again, muttering under his breath. Fantastic. First time in my life women actually want me, and it's going to get me executed, married, or eaten alive. Possibly all 3. Dave woke up with the kind of hangover you don't get from alcohol, but from being a human pillow for alien royalty. He blinked against the dim light of his living room, the sound of beeping echoing outside. At first, he thought his neighbors had finally called the cops on him for blasting old porn soundtracks at 2 in the morning, but then he realized the sound was metallic, echoing, and far too synchronized to be a police siren. His stomach groaned, his ass betrayed him with another reluctant fart, and the alien princesses nestled tighter against his chest, as if that sound were a lullaby. Oh no, Dave muttered, trying to wiggle free. I can't have women, especially glowing, slimy, space women, sleeping on me when the feds arrive. He sat up, shaking his shoulder, but one of the daughters groaned, pressed her cheek tighter against his chest, and muttered something in alien tongue that sounded like more drumbeat. Dave froze. Drumbeat? That was a burrito fart, not a drum solo. The walls shook. Outside, a spotlight beamed through his curtains. Dave stumbled to the window, still carrying the daughters like clingy cats. His jaw dropped when he saw them. Armored alien soldiers in rows, weapons glowing, ships hovering above the street like some intergalactic HOA inspection squad. One soldier shouted something metallic, and all their helmets turned in unison. Dave yanked the curtains shut and whispered, Nope. Nope. Not today. Not dealing with alien SWAT. Before he could even grab pants, the roof of his living room peeled back like the lid of a sardine can. The alien queen herself descended in shimmering robes, looking like a dominatrix goddess dipped in starlight. Her eyes glowed with the fury of 1,000 suns, or maybe just the fury of a mother whose kids had crawled onto the wrong man. Dave's only defense was holding up his Doritos bag like a shield. The queen's voice thundered, vibrating the empty soda cans on the table. Human, what have you done with my daughters? Dave's mouth flapped like a fish. Nothing? I swear, Your Majesty, they just landed here, climbed on me, and fell asleep. I didn't even buy them dinner. Which, by the way, is my usual bare minimum. The soldiers raised their weapons, but the princesses whined in unison and snuggled tighter against his chest. Dave winced. See? They're the clingy type. I didn't start it. The queen's nostrils flared. Did you touch them? Dave coughed, panic making his brain overheat. Not in the fun way, I swear. I mean, no, not fun, not any way, no ways were touched. This is purely platonic chest contact. Strictly G-rated chest, well, PG-13, depending how you rate nipple hair. The queen raised a hand to silence him, but his body betrayed him again. Another wet fart slipped out, echoing into the silence like a trombone solo at a funeral. The alien soldiers dropped to one knee instantly. The queen froze. The princesses sighed dreamily. Dave's face turned beet red. Oh God, please tell me they don't think that's sexy. The queen's eyes narrowed. The drumbeat of dominion. She whispered it like a religious epiphany. You dare play it before my army? Dave stammered. Lady, if you mean that sound, it wasn't intentional. It was Taco Tuesday aftermath, not some mating chant. Please don't make me the face of your fart religion. But it was too late. The army chanted in unison, alien voices reverberating through the streets. Drumbeater, drumbeater. Dave dropped his Doritos, hands raised.
No, stop.
I'm not a drumbeater. I'm just a guy with IBS and bad life choices. The queen stepped closer, her robe sweeping over the floor. Her glare softened, curiosity sneaking into her face. If what you say is true, then fate has placed you here for a reason. My daughters would never curl against a man without meaning. And now, with the drumbeat heard, the prophecy stirs. Dave swallowed. Prophecy? Look, the only prophecy I follow is that if I eat gas station sushi, I'll be on the toilet for a week. Are you sure you didn't mishear your sacred texts? The queen leaned in until her alien perfume wrapped around him like smoke. You will answer for this. Either you have seduced them, her gaze flicked to his chest, where her daughters drooled happily, or you are the chosen consort. Dave groaned. Why is it always extremes? There's never a middle ground with aliens. Can't we just do coffee first? The princesses perked up, one chirping, warm chest of destiny. He is the one. Dave snapped his head toward them.
No.
Don't call me that. That sounds like a bad porn title, not a destiny. The queen barked an order, and instantly soldiers encircled him, weapons humming. Dave raised his hands higher. Hey, look, I'm just a guy. I don't even last long enough in bed to satisfy one girl, let alone 2 alien daughters and a space MILF with anger issues. I'm begging you, if you're going to kill me, at least let me delete my search history first. The queen studied him like a scientist examining a particularly stupid bug. Then she turned to her soldiers. He will be taken. He will be judged. Dave blinked. Taken? Judged? What is this? Alien Judge Judy. The queen's lips curled into a sly smirk. You will be tested, human, to prove if you are worthy of my daughters and perhaps me. Dave's brain short-circuited. Wait, hold up, did you just hit me with a maybe? Did the alien MILF just flirt with me while threatening execution? Because if so, this is officially the most confusing boner of my life. The princesses giggled in alien harmony, which made Dave panic even more. He groaned, muttering to himself, Mom was right. My dick is going to get me killed one day. The soldiers grabbed him by the arms, hauling him toward the beam of light. Dave flailed, shouting back at the queen. I don't even know how to spell consort. If this ends with me in some cosmic threesome I didn't sign up for, I want a lawyer. The queen's voice echoed as the light consumed him. Prepare yourself, drumbeater. Your trial begins now. Dave screamed. This is exactly why I never answer doorbells after midnight. Dave found himself strapped to what looked like a throne made of glow-in-the-dark tentacles, half terrified and half convinced he was about to star in the weirdest OnlyFans category ever. His arms were locked above his head, chest exposed, while the alien queen circled him like a predator in lingerie disguised as ceremonial robes. Her soldiers stood in strict formation, their eyes fixed forward, pretending not to notice the awkward bulge forming in his sweatpants. Dave coughed. Okay, before anyone jumps to conclusions, this isn't arousal. It's situational swelling. Happens to all men when tied up by a space MILF, I promise. The queen ignored his protests, lifting a rod that glowed with symbols. Human, You stand accused of seducing my daughters with the forbidden drumbeat and daring to lay claim to what is royal. You will now face the trial of bonding. Dave groaned. Trial of bonding? Look, lady, I can barely bond with Wi-Fi. I ghost women after 2 dates. You really think I'm fit to bond with intergalactic princesses? One of the daughters clapped excitedly. He is humble, mother. That proves his worth. Dave twisted in the restraints. No, that proves I'm emotionally unavailable and possibly traumatized. This isn't romance. This is a cautionary tale. The queen gestured, and a tray was brought forward by an alien attendant who looked suspiciously like a squid in armor. On the tray sat a goblet filled with glowing liquid. The queen lifted it. First trial. Drink of the nectar of eternity. It binds your essence to those you claim. Dave squinted. The drink bubbled like radioactive Mountain Dew. Okay, 2 problems. 1. I didn't claim anyone. 2. I don't drink anything that looks like it was scooped out of a nuclear reactor. My stomach already sounds like a horror movie. This will end with me shitting through dimensions. The queen shoved the goblet to his lips. Dave gagged, swallowed, and immediately coughed. The taste was indescribable, somewhere between expired cough syrup and the sweat off a wrestler's armpit. He hacked into the air. Oh God, why is it spicy? Drinks shouldn't be spicy. My throat's on fire, and not in the fun way. The daughters giggled, clapping like children at a puppet show. One leaned to the other. He drinks like a true mate. Dave snapped. Lady, if that's the standard, you've been dating frat boys, not men. The queen narrowed her eyes. Second trial. You will answer truth under the ray of revelation. An alien device hummed to life above his head, shooting a beam into his skull. A screen appeared in the air, projecting his thoughts. Dave froze as images flickered. Him crying during sex once because his leg cramped, him Googling how long is average, him rewatching a certain porn clip so many times he memorized the dialogue. The soldiers whispered among themselves. The daughters covered their mouths, scandalized and delighted. The queen raised an eyebrow. You are unusually pathetic.
Dave groaned.
Hey, don't kink shame me. Some women like pathetic men. It makes us less threatening. You wouldn't know because you're hot, powerful, and terrifying. But trust me, sad guys like me pull sympathy points. It works. Sometimes. The truth ray flickered again, showing him scrolling dating apps while lying about his height. The queen smirked. 6 foot, truly? Dave screamed. Fine. I'm 5'9" and 3/4. Happy now? You've exposed me as short, horny, and lonely. The trifecta of shame. The queen chuckled, a dark sound that sent shivers through him. Third trial. The sacred dance of union. Dave blinked. The what now? Music blasted from nowhere, a bizarre alien rhythm with heavy bass. Dave panicked. Oh, hell no, I don't dance. I'm white and tragic. My hips move like rusty door hinges. But the restraints released him, and the queen pointed to the platform. The princesses clapped. Dave muttered, Fine. You want to dance? You'll get the Macarena. He flailed his arms, wiggled his hips, stomped like a drunk uncle at a wedding. The soldiers watched in confusion. The princesses cheered, and the queen tilted her head. Dave shouted, This is ancient Earth mating dance. Passed down through generations at middle school dances and cheap weddings. Behold, sexual confusion. The queen's lips twitched, almost smiling. Perhaps you are not completely useless. Dave puffed, sweating. Lady, useless is my middle name. Well, actually it's Alan, but useless is more accurate. The queen stepped forward, circling him again. Last trial. Convince me you are worthy of intimacy. Dave choked. Whoa, hold up, I didn't sign up for cosmic speed dating with a death penalty. How am I supposed to prove intimacy under pressure? My usual move is pizza, Netflix, and disappointing foreplay. The queen leaned in, her voice husky. Show me. The daughters gasped. Dave panicked. His brain short-circuited, and his mouth blurted the dumbest thing possible. Roses are red, violets are blue. I suck at sex, but at least I'm true? The soldiers shifted uncomfortably. The queen blinked. Then, against all odds, she laughed. It wasn't polite laughter, it was raw, guttural, the kind of laugh that made Dave wonder if he had just passed or signed his death warrant. She wiped her eyes. Human, you are ridiculous. No suitor has ever made me laugh during the trial of bonding. They grovel, they sweat, they die trying to impress me. But you fart and flail, and still you stand. Dave muttered, I'd prefer sitting, but your murder chair doesn't come with cushions. The queen's expression shifted into something dangerous. Not angry, interested, predatory. She leaned close enough that her breath brushed his ear. Perhaps I should keep you. Dave froze. Wait, keep me? Like a pet? Or like a boy toy? Because I'm fine with the second, but the first feels degrading. Unless there's free snacks. The daughter squealed. Mother, he is perfect.
Keep him.
Keep the warm chest of destiny. Dave groaned, covering his face. Oh my God, please stop calling me that. If that name gets out, I'll never get laid on earth again. The queen straightened, waving her hand. Take him to the chambers. The trial is complete. The judgment will come. Dave shouted as guards dragged him away. Can we at least talk about safe words? I vote for Doritos. Dave stumbled into a chamber that looked suspiciously like the set of an alien porno, all glowing crystals, silky cushions, and suspiciously organic furniture that pulsed like it had a heartbeat. He froze. Oh, hell no. This looks like someone built an IKEA showroom out of sex toys. The guard shoved him in, leaving him face to face with the alien queen, who sauntered forward with the confidence of someone who'd never been ghosted in her life. Her daughters lounged nearby, giggling, whispering, and occasionally glancing at Dave like he was dessert on legs. The queen raised her chin. The trials are complete. The prophecy stirs. The drumbeat has been heard. Now comes the binding. Dave swallowed hard. Okay, words like binding don't inspire confidence. Usually binding involves ropes, gags, and safe words. And while I'm not saying I'm opposed, I'd like some consent paperwork first. The queen smirked, tilting her head. You mock even at the edge of fate. Fascinating. She circled him, her hand grazing his chest. Dave shivered. Oh, God. Why does this feel like a porno setup? I'm about 3 lines away from a bad soundtrack and pizza delivery. One daughter leaned toward the other. Do humans always complain this much before mating? Dave snapped. I don't complain during mating, okay? I just apologize a lot after. The queen snapped her fingers, and alien attendants brought forward a massive ceremonial crown, glowing like molten gold. She held it aloft. By this crown, I claim you consort. Dave panicked. Whoa, no crowns. I can't even keep a houseplant alive. I'm not ready for cosmic marriage. The queen ignored him, lowering the crown. Dave's stomach growled violently, and in the silence, his ass betrayed him again with another thunderous fart. The crown wobbled in her hands. The daughters sighed dreamily. The guards dropped to their knees. The queen froze, eyes widening. And then, the chamber erupted into chants. Drumbeat, drumbeater, drumbeater. The sound rattled the crystals. Dave threw his arms up. For the last time, that's not a mystical drumbeat. That's being dip backlash. Stop worshipping my digestive failures. The queen, however, looked at him with new hunger. Not just lust. Power hunger. Do you realize what you've done? Your drumbeat has echoed across dimensions. Already, other species tune into this call. They believe a new era has begun. Dave's jaw dropped. Wait, you mean you just broadcast my fart to the galaxy? Oh my God, I'm the Howard Stern of ass noises. The chamber walls shimmered, and suddenly holograms lit up the air, alien leaders from across the stars, tuning in, whispering in awe. A slug-like emperor drooled. The drumbeater is real. A robotic matriarch beeped. We must ally with Earth.
Dave groaned.
Oh, great. I just farted myself into intergalactic politics. Mom would be so proud. The queen seized his wrist, raising it high. Behold my consort. He who holds the warm chest, he who makes the drumbeat, he who defies shame. Dave muttered, "Lady, I defy shame because I've got none left. This isn't heroism. This is bottom of the barrel dignity." But the daughters clapped, soldiers cheered, and the galaxy's leaders watched in reverence. The queen leaned closer, her lips brushing his ear. "You will rule beside me, and you will share my bed." Dave choked. Okay, I was not prepared for space MILF seduction as step 3 of the apocalypse. Her hand slid down his arm, nails grazing. "You fear me, yet you desire me." Dave stammered, "Of course I desire you. You're hot, terrifying, and way out of my league. That's literally my type. But I also fear death by pelvis crushing, so forgive me for being conflicted." One daughter pouted. "Mother, share him." The other chimed in. "Yes, he belongs to us too." Dave's brain blue-screened. "Oh no, no, no. I'm not surviving a threesome with space royalty. I nearly faint during threesomes with tequila shots. This will kill me." The queen smirked. "Perhaps death by pleasure is the highest honor." Dave shouted, "Not for my chiropractor." But the chamber erupted again as the alien leaders declared allegiance. Treaties were signed in the air, armies pledged to Earth, and Dave's confused face was plastered across galactic broadcasts with the caption "Warm Chest of Destiny." He groaned. "Fantastic. I'm going to be remembered in history books as the guy who united galaxies with his ass." The queen turned back to him, crown still in hand. "It is decided. You are mine. Tonight you prove it." Dave panicked, blurting the only defense he had left. "Wait. Humans have traditions too. You can't just jump into bed without dinner. It's rude." The queen tilted her head. "Dinner?" Minutes later, alien attendants rushed in with platters of glowing food, most of it squirming. Dave poked one dish with his fork, and it screamed. He gagged. "Yeah, no. I said dinner, not torture chamber sushi." He pulled a crumpled coupon from his pocket. "Pizza Hut. That's our human tradition. 2-for-1 Tuesdays. You want to woo me? You bring pepperoni." The queen blinked, then laughed again. That same dangerous laugh. She waved her hand, and suddenly, an alien teleport beam delivered steaming pizzas onto the table. Dave grinned. "Okay, fine. Maybe interspecies marriage isn't so bad if it comes with free pizza delivery." As the queen leaned into him, her crown lowering onto his head, Dave sighed, resigned. "This is my life now. Galactic consort, fart prophet, warm chest of destiny. Mom always said I'd never accomplish anything lying on the couch. Joke's on her, I conquered space without standing up." The queen kissed him, the daughters curled up against his chest again, and the galaxy cheered his name. Dave's final mutter, drowned out by the roar of 1,000 worlds. "I swear, if anyone ever puts this on Pornhub, I want royalties."